This is the Make Life Rich Movement podcast with me, your host, Sarah Kelly. In this movement, I invite entrepreneurs, both brand spanking new and seasoned vets, to join me in sharing their thought processes around business strategy, growth, and crafting a business that you can actually live with. In this show, I'm going to teach you step by step how to build the business of your life that you have always wanted while helping you to organize and grow with strategy. When there is strategy to be shared and learned from, you can guarantee we will cover it here in an episode. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we craft your dream life together with interviews with some of my favorite entrepreneurs. And on Sundays, we do the Sunday strategy session, where I give you a template and your plan for the week ahead to grow your business ahead 1%. So grab your bevy of choice, my Richies, a notepad for brainstorming, settle into your comfy chair, and join me on the Make Life Rich Movement podcast. It's time to grow, my Richies. Let's go. Thank you, and as always, make life rich. Hello, my Richies, and welcome back to another episode of the Make Life Rich Movement podcast. My name is Sarah, I'm your host, and in today's episode of the Sunday Strategy Sessions, we are talking about journaling to increase forward momentum. This is something that I have very recently started doing, and just the simple practice of it alone has been very enjoyable, but I wanted to share how I've been journaling and kind of where this came from for me and what exactly my goals are with the journaling. So I'm not doing anything fancy. I literally have like an old Martha Stewart notebook from like 15 years ago. I'm a notebook hoarder. Serious notebook hoarder. I slapped an old logo sticker on it, and I just decided I was going to start the day before August. You can literally see it's like ripped out. Like, this is an old notebook. And I've kind of just been, for the last few days, going through it. And in the moment of sitting down when I'm getting ready to do the journaling, I'm kind of thinking about, in this exact moment, like, what are the things that I want for me today that I don't have yet, but I want to welcome into my life and make room for? So I start acting as if it has happened. And the way that I was indicated to kind of do this journaling was by stating, I am currently experiencing X, Y, Z. So a good example, I'm currently experiencing perfect health, and then renditioning that out. Like, I'm currently experiencing great bouts of energy. My hormones are in check. Like, everything that I want to work on in my life, I'm currently experiencing those things in active time, being my reality, being like what I am experiencing. And when you start to like really think about the things that you want for yourself and you write about them in this like current tense of like, no, this is my reality, it really does kind of spark for me what feels like peace and just like chill, rather than anxiety and angst of like, when am I going to have this? Instead of the when, I'm kind of now replacing that feeling of longing with like knowing. Like, I know that it's coming for me. I know that it's meant for me. And in this simple ritual of just kind of putting it out there and writing it down, it does really feel like you are kind of casting your fate out to the universe. And you can carry out in truly any direction. I've done it for my business. I've done it for the podcast. I've done it for my boundaries, which is part of what got me thinking as when I was speaking on my Instagram stories about, the ways in which I'm writing in or out people into my life that I want to have with me on this journey forward, or I'd rather have them in a different iteration in this journey moving forward. So in this journal practice, with the different areas that I've been focusing on, again, relationships were a big one. Let's say for the relationships for you, maybe you have people in your life to where you know that they don't like hate you and like wish you like complete ill, right? But like, you aren't positive that they wish you well. You aren't positive that like internally they're praying for you. Internally they're championing your wins. Internally they're like just wanting the universe to shower you with like all the greatness that it can muster. If like you don't know that they're definitely one of those people, you may want to consider the length at which you allow them into your space and into your life, because there's a lot to be said about others' energies resonating in a way that is kind of unconsciously sabotaging you. And, you're in a place where you're like, la, 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 like, yeah, you're my friend, or you're like my family member. And, I'm doing great in life right now. And I'm so excited that you're here to share this with me. And, subconsciously, they may be so in a place where they just can't receive joy for others who are getting things that they're not getting, or being happy for those that are pursuing their dreams when they are literally not even like willing to live their nightmares. Like, there's just so many layers of people and who they are. And it just kind of boils down to the fact that you can't take anything personally. I notice how people treat me and I take it into consideration. It hurts my feelings every now and then, for sure. Especially, the closer that they are, the longer you've known them, or the circumstance in which you met them is like something fun to you. And then you discover like, oh, wow, like you really don't wish me well. Or like, oops, you didn't mean to text me that, you talking shit about me to someone else, but you did. Gosh, that's happened more times than I can count, which makes me... But moving forward in my life, I have really been working on my self-worth over the last few years, and I'm just in a place where I cannot even entertain going out of my way to be kind to these people that I'm pretty sure don't wish me well, consciously or unconsciously. And in kind of manifesting for yourself the fact that you want to move forward in life, currently experiencing friendships that are supportive, creative, full of brainstorming and congratulations, and let me connect you to this person, and these are the people that are speaking your name in rooms that you're not present in. Like, this podcast has helped me to realize actually that I have so many more quote unquote strangers that I've never met and I've only dealt with via the internet that speak more highly of me than some people that have known me like almost my whole life. And that, I think, is really sobering when you get to kind of truly accept that like not everyone that knows you and loves you is going to be comfortable with your changes and your growth and your elevation and your mission and your dreams. And that's okay. It's upsetting for sure, and it's absolutely something you may have to like grieve over a little bit and accept, and then put into place some boundaries. The same thing can be said for your business and clients. If you're in a space where you're like, ooh, I've just totally trampled all over the boundaries that I wish to set for myself with my clients because I'm in a scarcity mindset over money and like what I'm worth and what my skill set is set at. It's like you are in a place and you do have the power, whether it's just via like doing something as simple as journaling. Like, journaling isn't changing the world immediately. Like, I don't write it down and it's magic and it appears, but it does really alleviate you of a certain amount of tension that can interfere with your ability to really problem solve these things and get yourself into a space to where it's more comfortable, whether that's your business or your personal life. Another thing that I've been really enjoying journaling about are just the experiences that I wish to have with my husband, with myself, with my podcast, with trips, vacations, homes in foreign countries. Like, all of these things I get to write about really safely and comfortably in a journal and live in that time frame while writing it out and feeling these feelings of joy and just like accomplishment and happiness. And then being able to take those feelings, and the minute I close this book, those feelings stick around, and I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my surroundings. I'm so grateful for this mindset that allows me to really reframe and pivot and iterate when needed to change my reality. If you find yourself in a place where you're like, oh, this is cool, but this is like too woo-woo for me, I get it. Maybe you just want to start out with a list, a simple list of 5 things that you know that you want for yourself moving forward, to get you in a space to where you can start thinking about like, oops, sorry, that's my date with money calling. We'll talk about that in a second. It's a little woo-woo too. There's just a lot that can be said for putting intention behind just declaring to yourself via writing a list what it is that you want to accomplish. What are your goals? What are the like milestones you want to hit for yourself? And just in the creative measure of accepting these goals, your brain starts to backwire and think like, how are we going to accomplish this? without setting those finite goals of making that little list of what you want to do, your brain can feel scattered and your heart cannot feel like you've declared this for yourself enough to where you're going to put everything into it and get behind it 100%. So start with a list if this whole journaling and like kind of free balling your reality that you desire in the future into existence via like writing out a little story for yourself for the day. If that feels too much, please start with a list. These are very engaging activities to be a part of, but they sound so simple, which is why I was just like, fuck it. Everyone talks about journaling, but I'm going to tell you my spin on it and how I've been doing it. Journaling was always something for me that was a little like hesitant to even enter into because there's just so many people out there that are like, do it this way, do it that way. And I was like, okay, I get it. But like now I've got to learn your method and then remember how to do it. And then like, or I've got to buy your notebook. And trust me, like I have plans of creating my own notebook of what I'm doing here and what works out through the journaling and the note taking and kind of like the planning that I do on a daily basis. I can't lie. I'll have a planner in the future, but I've never really found a fit that worked for me. So I do take in a lot of information of how others do things and I pick and choose what I like about it. And then I create my own method and I'm enjoying this method so far. And it's super, super simple, which is why I felt like, gosh, I'm going to get on here. I'm going to blab about it and let you know. That alarm that came on a few minutes ago, I was watching a Mind Valley video on YouTube and they were just talking about the relationship with money. And if you're approaching your relationship with money from a scarcity mindset, it's not going to come to you. It's like, oh, you're afraid of me? Cool, I'll stay away. Like, I'm a respectful individual. And the woman stated that she treated money like a courtship. Like they were becoming friends first. Then they were dating and like getting to know each other and like treating money like a friend and then treating money like a partner. And that really resonated with me. So I put some alarms in my phone at the top of every hour. And there's a different mantra that comes out with it that helps me affirm my relationship with abundance and money. And then I kind of have a moment to myself where I have a conversation with money like they're right in front of me and we're sharing a latte and like some snacks in a cute little cafe and cute outfits. And it's been nice. As someone who has had a scarcity mindset for the majority of their life, it was really comforting of a thing to start. And it's gotten to the point now where like the alarm goes off and my husband's like, money's calling. And I'm like, oh, money, I'm coming, girl. And it's just, it's been a silly little thing that's at the very least gotten my head to think about the topic of abundance and money and that I have every right to every bit of it that is out there because there's an infinite amount of it for all of us to gather at our leisure when it's meant for us and like fated to come into our life and be used for a certain purpose or thing. And these little money dates have been so fun. So fun. I've really enjoyed them. I don't want this to run too long, and if I'm being quite honest, I have to get ready for a lunch date with two friends, Kaylee and Allie. We are going for lunch at Taco Cabalito. This is like literally happening Saturday. I'm recording this the day before Sunday. So this is, if you're listening to this today, this is yesterday. So we're going to have a little salad, Caesar salad date with each other and some Tijuana fries. Sit in a really cute outfit, a really cute chair, and catch up. It's been so long. So I'm looking very forward to that. I'm going to hop off of here and go get gussied up. And I will catch you on Tuesday where we have a really exciting interview coming your way that is absolutely going to help you to take control of that runaway mind, that runaway brain, the ADHD-ness of it all. And I think you're going to find the tools that this guest has to give you really helpful and immediately available to you. As always, my Richies, thank you so much for tuning in and make life rich.